everyone, today I am showing you my everyday makeup routine. I am a mom and it was really hard to start getting back to wearing makeup again, and it's something that makes me feel really good. So at first, I started having Sunday mornings. Before we went to church, my husband would take Winnie and just go and play, and I would have that morning to do my hair, to do my makeup, and I just felt really good. I don't think you need makeup to feel good about yourself. It's just something that I like, something that makes me feel more confident. And those first few months of having a newborn, my hair was thrown back in a ponytail. I was lucky if I showered, a couple times a week. I got to shower more than that, but there were times that I went a couple days without showering. You don't have time to put on makeup. So I found something that worked for me, and it mostly is based with this palette. I use all the colors from the Naked palette, and I just played around with it, just creating different combinations, and it's just a couple colors. Literally 2 is the most that you need. When I want to intensify the look, I use a 3rd color, sometimes a 4th if I really want to intensify it, but that's for a date night. But this is just every day, and this is using my foundation, the eyeshadow, eyeliner, blush, bronzer, and lip. It's just, I can do it really fast. It doesn't need to be some meticulous, drawn out process in order to get this done. Sometimes I spend more time on my makeup just because I like that quiet time of slowly blending everything out or whatever. But if I need to, I just rub my hands together, wipe it on my face. I got foundation on, everything's good. So I hope that this will be helpful for you, and even if you're short on time because you're a mother or because you're a full-time student and a full-time employee, whatever it is that's creating, the lack of time to do something that you want to do, just find something that works for you that you can do in 5 minutes or less, and it's worth taking that 5 minutes if it's something that you want and it's something that makes you feel better. So if you have any questions or requests, please leave them below, and I will talk to you guys soon. I'm already wearing my moisturizer and primer, so I will be putting my foundation on first. I'm using the Makeupforever Matte Velvet Plus, and I know that a lot of people with oily skin tend to use this product. I don't have really oily skin. I have just a combo, so I do get oily in my nose and chin, but the rest of my face tends to be on the dry side. This doesn't dry it out, but I use it because I live in a humid environment, so my makeup kind of comes off really quickly, and my tinted moisturizer wasn't cutting it. I don't like to wear a lot of full coverage foundations because I'm not trying to cover up my freckles. I'm just trying to cover up the redness. I get a lot of redness in my nose, my cheeks, and my chin. So the tinted moisturizers don't cover that, and then the full coverage tend to cover everything. So I try to just have a light hand when I'm covering it, and I concentrate more here and then just lightly blend it out. I like to use a brush, but when I am in a rush, I go ahead and I use my hands. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have some on my hand. I'll rub it between my fingers and apply. So again, I just try to put it mostly on the areas that I want to cover up the most, and then blend out so it just gets thinner as we go. And you do want to take it down your chin and neck so you don't have this harsh makeup line, and then just blend out around your nose, because you can have a line if you leave it there. And then I have a nose ring, if you don't have that issue, but I just make sure that I blend around the nose ring so there isn't makeup just sitting there. And then I never thought that I needed under eye coverage, people would talk about dark circles and such, but I got the Bobbi Brown color corrector in light bisque, and this made a big difference. And I just put a little bit on my finger and pat it under my eyes. And I don't really have dark circles, but I do, the skin is very thin under my eye area, so there is some discoloration. And when I put this on, I can tell a big difference, and I absolutely love it. And then a lot of people really like this product, the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. For the under eye circles, like, it didn't give me the same coverage as the Bobbi Brown product. So like I will use it, but I use it more as a highlighter than like a coverage. So I go a little bit below and then just blend that out, and it gives me a nice little highlight under my eyes. So I start out by putting on my Urban Decay primer potion. Oops, and that's actually a little bit more than you need. You don't need a lot. You just spread it out over the eye and a little bit underneath. And then I use this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Strawberry Milk. And just place the color over my lid. I don't want to blend it out too much, otherwise I'll lose the color. But I put this down as just a little bit of a base, and it makes my shadow color a little bit more intense. And I'm using my Naked palette, my favorite palette in the world. I'm going to use the color Sin, and I just place it on. I'm using my short shader by Sigma. It's an E20, and I don't drag it as much as I just kind of pat it across the lid. And you can make this as light as you want, or you can layer it. And then I'm going to take my Sigma tapered blending brush. It's an E35. Yeah, and it's a blending brush, but I use it to put color in my crease anyway. I'm using the color Toasted. I just kind of dot it on. It's not like thick color. I'm not putting a ton on it, just a light dab. And then just sweep it into my crease, concentrating on the outer corner and then bringing it in. And you can stop here, and some days I do as far as the color goes, but other days, you know, especially if I'm going out for coffee or with a friend, I take a little bit of Hustle. And this is the E25, but it's like the little travel size. And again, I just dot a little bit on there and then just tap it into my outer corner, making that part a little bit more intense. And if this is like too much for you for a daytime look, again, you can just leave that out. And a lot of times I do. I'm going to take my large fluff. It's a Sigma E50 with Virgin as the highlight, just right under my eyebrow, and then a little bit on the inner corner. I'm going to take my E20 again and dip it back into Sin, and I just like to place it on the inner corner and drag it back. And then I'm taking a little bit of Hustle and Toasted, blend it together, and then just right there on the outer corner. And then I'm going to take my Urban Decay, it's the 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Perversion. This is like a very, very dark black. I have 0, and the blacks aren't exactly the same. Oh, I put it over here. So I'll show you kind of what the difference is. So Perversion is like that. And then 0. Still a black, just not as black. So I like Perversion, and this looks kind of weird, but I lift my eye up and bring it in. My eyes always water. So it tickles no matter how much I do this, my eyes always water. And I've seen people do it where they just like open their eyes and they do it. I can't do that. I need to like lift my eye up and be able to place it. but it already makes it seem like I'm wearing like eyeliner, and it fills in the gaps between like when I put my mascara on. If you want, you can use like a eyeliner on top. This is the felt tip pen by Revlon, and what I did on this eye, just to see what it kind of looked like, is it placed just a thin line and I'm gonna go back to my E20 brush and then just smudge it into my lid a little bit to soften that line. And take an eyelash curler. This one is e.l.f. It was $1 and it works pretty well. And then I'm going to use Buxom Lash. And I like this, it kind of just creates a little bit of fullness for me. My eyelashes are very, very light and not really the thickest, but it makes it seem that way. And then if you want a more intense look, I would put fake eyelashes. I like to use just like the half. And then again, you can use a darker color on the outside. And then I'm just going to fill in my brows just a little bit using Naked and Buck together. I just really lightly. I like to use shadow over pencil. Just seems a lot more natural to me. Next, I'm going to use my Sigma F25 tapered brush with Nars Laguna bronzer and Orgasm blush. I'm just going to take a little bit of the bronzer around my temples into like right under my cheekbones and then onto my chin. And I like to put a little bit more like down just to create more definition and to cover up, like I have a little bit of face chub. So if I put it down there, it just kind of helps mask it right under. And then the same on the other side. And just make sure that you blend it so you don't have like weird lines there. And then I'll just use the same brush for the blush right onto the apples of the cheeks and then back and down a little bit. I'm going to take, this is the E45, it is a small tapered blending brush. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Laguna bronzer and bring it down like the sides of my nose. And you can just contour a little bit, it just makes it seem a little bit slimmer. If you want, you don't need to do that, but make sure that it's blended. Then just for the lips, I'm going to use a gloss. This is the e.l.f. Luscious Liquid Lipstick in Pink Lemonade. And I was really impressed by this. It lasts quite a while and the color is just very pretty. So it does last quite a while. So that is it. That is my everyday makeup routine, and it does take me like 5 minutes or less. Like I've just done this so much that I have it down, and it's just a little, and you can customize it. Like you don't need to do all the eyeliner, but just putting on, like there are days where I have like a minute, literally. I'll like throw my foundation off my hands real quick, and I'll just use Sin on the lid and throw on some mascara, and it's a great look. But I mean, if you can do this in 5 minutes, then why not? But I hope that this was helpful. If you want to see how I take the day look to the night look, let me know down below. And I can do that. I mean, it's pretty much the same. You just intensify with the eyeliner and the eyeshadow a little bit, put on some falsies, and that's all that I would really do different. But I can show you if you want to see it. So I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.